Spending a lot of money while in college is okay because you can pay for it when you get out and get a job, which is obviously not true because you already have student debt from going to college. Americans owe over 1.45 trillion in student loan debt spread out among over 44 million borrowers. That's about 620 billion more than the total US credit card debt. Last year, the class of 2016 has almost $38,000 in student loan debt, and it's up 6% from last year. So, since students already owe student loan debt, there really is no need to spend extra money just because you think you can pay it off later when already you have thousands of dollars to pay off for student loans. Another tip to think about is after you graduate, you're not guaranteed a job. So after you graduate, you might find a job, you might not. Even if you do get a job, you still have student loan debt to pay, and if you don't get a job, you still have student loan debt to pay and everything that you bought that you haven't paid for yet. Spending a bunch of money will not help you save or teach you how to save. It's teaching you bad ethics and just wasting money just for pointless reasons. When you're purchasing, spending like just random money on things, you're thinking about what you want and not what you need. If you're going out and buying clothes and shoes and just different things that you don't need, that's a waste of money that you could be saving to pay off student debt or other bills that you have to pay. You're also not making savings a priority. You're kind of putting it to the back burner and thinking about it later. But if you don't start your savings young, you're not going to have anything for when you get out of college, or you're not going to be thinking about like your future self. Say if you don't get a job after college, you're not going to have anything saved up to hold you out until you find a job to make an income. You're also not separating your wants from your needs. You're thinking about what you want and you're not thinking about the future and paying off like bills. If you buy a car, you have to pay that. If you're paying for your insurance on your car, you have to pay for that, and your tag, your gas. If you're paying for your board, there's a lot of other things to take in consideration when you're just throwing out money and buying it on random stuff that you don't really need. When students are in college, they tend to not think the most saving way to save money. They usually just spend the first dime that they have. Like when you're in college, instead of paying for a new textbook, there's a possible way that you could get it for a discount. You could get it for somebody else. You could rent it instead of just blowing a bunch of money on textbook, because textbooks are expensive and there's other ways to save money. If you're living off campus, you can save money by having a roommate instead of, you could split the cost instead of paying for it all on your own. When you get bills to pay, you pay them right away so you don't have late fees. That will just cost you more money. A lot of college students tend to spend their money on going out to eat. Like if your friends go out to eat a lot, usually you go out with them, but eating out a lot adds up, especially if you're eating once a week, like every day, like let's say for lunch for a week. That's a lot of money. If you need to cut back, you could eat just out once a week. There's just other ways that you have to think about saving your money, because it's not really efficient for you to spend so much money, because even if you're spending $5 a meal, that adds up very quickly. The main lesson of this money myth is that you're thinking about your wants and not your needs, and if you don't think about your needs, you're not going to have anything in the future or nothing saved up in the future for when you get out of college.